upon request and a lot of comments and questions, I'm making this video. Coming across all serious, like it's something detrimental. When I did my rack video, a lot of you asked about my tire fitment and tire size and lift and the specifications of the 4th gen that I was putting the rack on. So there's a little video of what I did and how I got these tires to fit, and the effects of putting these tires on my truck and what may have happened as far as like rubs, gas mileage, things like that. So let's check it out. So I bought these off of a TRD Pro as takeoffs. I got a good deal on them, and so I knew I was going to need some sort of a lift. I didn't plan on keeping this truck as a forever vehicle, so I was kind of going more budget minded. I know spacer lifts are not the ideal thing to put on your vehicle, but I've also seen them perform quite well and last a long time, as long as you're not too abusive. And I didn't plan to be. Really, we just needed some bigger tires to get us out to our property and to get us into sweet spots like we're in today, which is really nice. I don't do anything crazy enough to need the high dollar suspension, or at least I keep it in mind so that I know I have a spacer lift so I don't go too crazy. But anyway, as you'll see here, all I have on here, you'll see, is actually a 2-inch level kit. So that was enough to get the tires, the vehicle high enough in the front. But when you would turn the tires, obviously they would rub in here in your inner wheel well. So as you can see, what I did is I actually cut this inner wheel well and a little corner off of this fender here, or the fender flare. Your water, your washer fluid and everything's still protected. This does not rub at all now. There's no rubbing. And there was a mud flap in the back. You can see the clearance is tight, but I have been fairly abusive enough and taken some high-speed bumps and stuff like that, and they do not rub. The driver's side rubs just a little bit when you back up in certain situations. It just needs a little more trimming. But that's all I had to do for the front. The rear, absolutely nothing. This is completely bone stock. There's nothing done to the rear. The mud flap is still on the back. The rear does not rub at all. Zero rubbage. It's sitting kind of cattywampus right now, so this side does look higher, but I mean, even getting out here, no rubbage. We'll show you this side as well. Again, I had to trim this little fender, which I think this is the part I need to trim just a little bit more for this side. For whatever reason, this one needs a little bit more. But again, guys, we got 285 7017s with some BFG all-terrains. So that is what I did. Now this is the V8 model of the 4th gen, which I love. I love the V8. But obviously, you know, V8s, they tend to use a little more fuel. So, and then with lifting it, I think I was getting, before we lifted it and put the tires on, I think I was getting around 16.5 miles per gallon just on regular driving. Now with the tires and the lift, I think we average about 14.5. Now I still have my street tires and wheels. I still use them on road trips and stuff like that. So I still utilize them, try to save some money and to save my off-road tires. If you guys ever ended up doing this, I would highly recommend that. I had about 2 miles per gallon fuel economy loss. And other than that, didn't lose much power. And it still rides and drives nice. And that's what's nice about keeping the stock suspension and actually running just a spacer lift. The thing drives like it's stock. You don't even really know it. It does seem to ride a little rougher over like dirt roads and bumps. But other than that, as far as street driving, regular driving, it's good. It's just like stock. So if you saw the rack video, a little update on the rack as well. I've strapped a lot of stuff up here. For some reason, I've ended up having to put a few lawnmowers up here for reasons you don't even need to know about. But lawnmowers, we had some luggage, Can't think of what else we ended up strapping up here, but if you are considering getting a rack like this, this will be on every one of my 4-wheel drive trucks from now on. It is so much easier to strap stuff down than those stupid factory racks. I don't even know what you could use those for, but I absolutely love this thing. The only thing I would say that I don't like about it is the wind noise. This one does create a lot of wind noise, and I think a lot of it comes from either here, this gap, or they have a little notch out up there for a light bar. That's my guess, but I'm not really sure. But anything over 40, you know, you're starting to hear wind noise pretty significantly. Other than that, I absolutely love the rack. Looks good. And that's really what this whole thing was about. This isn't going to be a full off-road rig. This is a very, very budget-minded daily driver that I can drive every day and not have to spend a lot of money on it. I mean, the most money I've spent is on the wheels and tires themselves. So I think I got them for 1,400 bucks, wheels and tires. The tires are brand new. And I think I have $400 in the rack and I think $80 in the lift. And that is it. Crazy enough, we've taken this thing through some pretty good stuff. So probably more than what we were supposed to, but there's some pretty good scratches in the skid plate. And we've gotten to a pretty precarious situations. One time I almost ran myself over. But if y'all want to hear that story, just let me know. I might humble down enough to tell you that story. The point of this video was to tell you how I got my wheels and tires on there, because a lot of you had asked, and how I got the fitment and if they rub. And a lot of people think that they look too big and stuffed in there. I don't really care what people think. All I know is they function well, and it works for me. So that's what it be, guys. So if you have any more questions, let me know. If you want another video on the truck, maybe we'll do something fun with it. Not sure. All right, till next time, get it done.